We appreciate that. I want to bring in retired NYC homicide detective Bo Dietl for more on this. I want to get your reaction there to that report there from Chuck Holton. Mexico saying that it's not going to take anyone that's not from Mexico. What kind of teeth does President Trump have in terms of forcing them to take some of these people that are going to be deported, and he wants to send them back to Mexico?
Well, I think it's all about one thing now. He'll show the strength that Donald Trump has, and I think it's a new thing with them as far as any kind of subsidies, any kind of support for these countries. If they're going to back away and not get on board, I think you're going to see the real Donald Trump in action. He's not going to take this. And I mean, it's just happening here in New York City as we're speaking right now. I spoke to somebody very high up in law enforcement, and the facts are that right now the deal has come down. The federal law oversees the city council, this liberal judicial system in New York State with the legislature that wants to not give these immigrant illegal criminal element back. Right now you have a criminal element. You have these gangs out of Venezuela, and a lot of these gangs, they have all the tattoos. And now it's come to our attention, there's certain gangs, they actually have a hole in their calf. The cops over in Venezuela, when they arrest these guys, what happens is they shoot them in the calf. So they always have that hole in their calf because everyone has tattoos. Now this is now becoming prevalent of us going after these gang members. And now we're working together. We don't turn them over to liberal Bragg here in the district attorney's office. We're turning them over to the United States Justice Department that is cooperating with the criminal element of these illegal immigrants. It's not going to be you get arrested and then you get cut loose. You're going to be put into the system and you're getting sent back to wherever the hell you came from. And that's happening right now. I think everyone realizes ever since Donald Trump got elected, now there's the cooperation starting. And we're going to be able to first start with the illegal criminal people that are being arrested and get rid of those. And then as far as the civil side, they don't want to cooperate with the civil side. The civil side means if you're illegally in this country, just illegally in this country, although it is a felony. But I think we start with the criminal element. We get rid of these pieces of garbage on our streets and we start locking them up. Then we could go down. And if people want to become legally people that are going to become part of our society, that's something else. My big focus is the criminal element that refers right back to your drugs coming into this country through these gangs. And we have to deal with that now. And this president's going to be dealing with that now. Also, we got to understand something, that they just got rid of a whole bunch of Justice Department career people there who were not enforcing a lot of these laws that they should have been, and they're bringing in new people there. So Trump is coming with all fist and fury, left hooks, right uppercuts, and he's going at it. And we're going to take this down. And we got to believe the people had a mandate when we elected Donald Trump. The mandate was get rid of this crime off our streets. And the reality is, again, we keep going back to January 6th. A lot of people don't know. I think there were 12 people killed by BLM, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all. None of those people were prosecutors. Now we're worrying about people that were released and given pardons. That's baloney. You had 12 people killed during those riots. Buildings burning down, people beaten up. No one was prosecuted by the Justice Department. That gets me angry. I'm an ex-cop. I don't want to see anybody assaulting a cop. But right. You had other people there that did not assault police officers. And then the reality is a lot of those people went to jail for no reason.
Detective, what do you think of some of the comments made by these Democrat mayors in these sanctuary cities? You got Denver Mayor Mike Johnson. He said that he was going to go to jail if ICE came for some of the people of his community. Now he's changed his tune and said that, well, if there's criminals in the jails, then we'll give them over to ICE. Do you expect that there's going to be more of those that walk back from their statements in these Democrat cities that have sanctuary laws?
Well, right now, I think the America has been put on notice with the mandate of Donald Trump being elected. The people want change. And he's liberal. Now, all of a sudden, we have our mayor in New York City, Eric Adams, now is going along with the program. You have to go along with the program because it's destruction for our cities. It's destruction for our country. And if we don't get rid of these I don't want to use some foul language here, but these are scurvs are walking around the street, and they'll kill you as soon as looking at you, and they're walking around. Let's get them the hell off the streets. Let's start focusing on one thing: people to feel secure. Public safety, to me, is the most important thing. And again, I really get angry when people say, oh, they beat up cops and all that. Look at cops. How about there were 14 people killed during the BLM riots and Antifa? No one cared about cops being assaulted then. My point is we have to stand together on this, what the president's trying to do. Yeah. And I'm very happy, finally, we don't bring him to the liberals of New York City, New York State. We bring him to the federal government and we ship him out.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? You're already seeing that. I mean, I think they have more than 300 that they've already, the ICE has already picked up in just this last few days alone. So that's going to continue. And New York City could be next.
No, New York City's starting right now, like I just told you. New York City is starting now. They have a task force that's put together with the federal officers. A lot of people don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. They have a federal task force working with the ICE people. The New York City police officers and detectives are working together. When they get an illegal criminal element that's arrested, they go and we used to call it a trigger lock, where we prosecute gun cases with the federal government. That went through the waste ban. When Biden got elected, they threw that away. But now it's bringing it back, where we're going to prosecute illegal criminals through the Justice Department and either put them in jail or get them the hell out of our country. And if they don't want to accept them back in Colombia, you know what we do? We put them on a plane, we put a parachute, drop them back there, and get them the hell out of our country.
Bo Dietl, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I got to leave it there. I got to get a commercial break, but we'll continue to follow and see how it all plays out. But we appreciate all that insight as to what's happening here in New York. Coming up next, no tax on tips. We're going to break down President Trump's plan to put more money back in the wall.